In this video, I'll be talking about what I think is the best accessory for any Sony NEX camera, and it's actually right here. No, it's not this light. It's actually the hot shoe adapter that I use to attach the light to the camera. So if I go ahead and take this off right here, there's a hot shoe mount right on top of this NEX 5R. And if you know anything about these, or if you own one, or if you've seen any of my reviews of them, that's my biggest complaint, is that these cameras don't have a hot shoe mount on top. So that's what this thing does right here. It adds a hot shoe mount right to the top of the NEX camera, so you can mount a flash on it, or a light like I did, or really anything else that uses a hot shoe mount. So this little guy right here basically doubles the amount of versatility this camera has, because it's already an awesome little camera, but now you can add things like this aperture light right here. I'll link this light in the description. It's a pretty awesome light, but you can just add that right there for if you're shooting B-roll of anything, or even doing any sort of vlogging. You can just mount this light right here, light your face up, nice and easy, and it'll just mount right on top with the hot shoe here. And also you can mount any sort of flash on here. It does connect right to the camera through this adapter that the camera has, so you can control a flash on it, which is also super useful if you do any sort of photography, product photography, or portraits or anything like that, which you need a flash for. You can mount any sort of hot shoe flash onto this. And so another added ability of having the hot shoe mount on here is you can actually mount an external recorder or a microphone onto the camera. And so like I said earlier, my two biggest complaints of this camera is that it didn't have a hot shoe mount, and also that it doesn't have a microphone input. And so this doesn't solve the microphone input issue, but with this hot shoe mount, you can actually mount an external recorder like a Zoom H1 or something along those lines right onto the top of this, which is an external recorder with a built-in microphone that you can record to that and then just sync it up in post, and it'll be a lot easier, and it'll just be built right on top of the camera, so you can vlog without having to like mount the microphone separately or use your phone or something. It'll just be right attached to the camera. Really simple. All you have to do is just sync the audio and the video in post, which will still be kind of a hassle, but it does fix one of the problems at least that this camera really has. So I'm gonna link this adapter in the description. Definitely go check it out. It's not very expensive, and it's really gonna add a lot of functionality, especially if you have flashes and any sort of video lights or anything that you use on other cameras. You'll be able to use them directly on this. So I'm gonna show you a couple examples of what I'm gonna use this for, and what it can do and how it can help you out and how it's helped me out. So I'm gonna go do that right now. But first, make sure you go down and like this video and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate all the support, and it really helps me out a lot. So go do that, and now let's get right into some examples of everything that this will help me out with, and everything I think it'll help you out with as well. So if you're into vlogging or anything of that nature, recording yourself or taking selfies or anything like that, right here I have a video light on top. It's an Aperture AL-M9. Again, I linked it in the description if you want to check it out. But this light right here sits right on top with the hot shoe mount, and then now it lights up my face. I can see myself great. The lighting's a lot better. Now if I go try to turn the light off, if I can figure out where it is. Now it's a lot darker, a lot more dim, and especially if I'm in a darker environment. Obviously I still have the studio light right here, but if I'm in a dark environment, this will definitely help. I'll be able to lower the ISO, make less grainy footage, and overall just like make a lot better vlogs or selfies or anything of that nature. So that's the first thing that this will definitely help me out with, and anybody else that likes doing any sort of vlogging or maybe like studio work. You just need a light for it to help light yourself, help make your videos better or pictures. But there is one issue with this, which I'm actually going to go over in a second. But first I'm going to show you guys a few other things that this will help you out with. Alright, so right here, I got this phone mount adapted to it. I got my phone hooked up right here, my Note 10 Plus, and this can be useful for a bunch of different things. Whether you want to watch some tutorial while you're filming, if you want to film with your phone maybe as a backup camera, or even doing some sort of comparison between a camera and a phone. Maybe use your phone as like a viewfinder or like a compass. It could be really anything. Whatever you want to use your phone for, you can mount it right on top of the camera while you're recording, and just have that versatility. I got my NEX 3 mounted right on top of my NEX 5R, so I can do a comparison of these two or record with both. I mean, you could even turn this one around 180 degrees and record yourself, maybe do like a selfie cam while you're recording something. You know, I'm sure this would be useful for somebody getting 2 camera shots, or like one, 180 degrees from the other one, or mounting any sort of other camera on top of here, or phone, like I said, doing any sort of comparisons. It'll definitely help me out. And I'm actually planning on doing an NEX 3 versus 5R comparison, so this will be great for that. Let me know if you want to see that, and also let me know if you want to see an NEX 5R versus Galaxy Note 10 Plus comparison. That could be a good one as well. So let me know if you want to see those. But this is definitely something that I'm going to use, and something that'll be super useful for me for doing comparisons. And like I said before, you can mount an external recorder on this as well, like a Zoom H1, which I used to have one of those. I don't anymore, so I can't really show you an example of that. But that's super useful for recording better audio, because these internal mics are not very good. And you're definitely going to want to record some external audio if you want to do anything professional with this camera, or with any NEX cameras. Because like they say, audio is more important than video when it comes to the quality of your final film or whatever you're making. And so those right there are the main things that I'm going to use this for, and that'll really help me out. And I'm sure those will help you out as well. But there's really an unlimited amount of other things you can use for this. Anything that you can find that mounts with a hot shoe can be mounted on this. So I'm sure there's a bunch more examples, but that's the things that are going to help me out the most. I can mount my phone, another camera, and especially that video light will help me out a lot for just producing better content with the NEX cameras. But there is one downside to it, and it's pretty major for some of the cameras, and it actually won't affect some of the other ones. So right now I have it on my NEX 5R right here, which this has a flippy screen, a selfie screen, which some of the newer NEX cameras have. I know the NEX 3 doesn't have it, the NEX 5 I don't think has it. The NEX cameras that do have the flippy screen, if you use that a lot, it actually is going to limit it, which is really weird. It's kind of a design flaw, because Sony makes their own adapter that, it's going to block it still. So that's a design flaw. This is actually as far up as the screen goes with this adapter on it. So it doesn't flip 180 degrees. So when you're vlogging, you can still see it, and I can still see a screen like this. It's just not as good, and it won't be as useful and versatile for vlogging or any sort of selfie type of video or photos. I don't know, I think it's just a weird design flaw, but just keep that in mind. If you have one of the NEX cameras that do have a flippy screen, it's only going to go up this far. It can't flip all the way forward. It can go everywhere else still, flip down and everything, and it can even do that, go over top, obviously only if there's nothing on it, but it just can't do the 180 degree flippy stuff. So keep that in mind. It's a big flaw, but I still think this is a super useful thing. It just fixes one of those problems that this camera has from the beginning. But either way, this is seriously just a must-have accessory. Go pick one up. I'll leave a link in the description. It's super cheap. It's just something that you really just gotta have with one of these cameras. Make sure you check out all my other videos. I have a bunch more videos about the NEX cameras. I have a review of the NEX 5R here. I have a review of the NEX 3. I have a review of the NEX 5N. So if you're searching for an NEX camera, you don't know which one to buy, go check out those reviews. And also all my other videos about the NEX cameras. I think they'll help you out a lot if this one did. So anyways, yeah, go check out those videos and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.